I want to welcome Brian Simpson to the program, the Derrick Doss Show. Brian is a outstanding jazz artist. He's a pianist and composer, and it's a pleasure to have him on the program today. And Brian, what I'd like to do is ask you a few questions, if you will. And it's always been interesting to me. And can you kind of explain your creative process as far as how you come up with a song and the lyrics and things like that?
Well, I got interested in songwriting, probably in my not until college years, and the first thing I did was kind of study the arrangers and composers that I really liked. Like, I was a big fan of Quincy Jones.
Okay.
And so I would listen to like a James Ingram album, Patty Austin, and start writing down on music paper, writing out a chord chart of the song, but then trying to figure out how he actually arranged things, where the strings come in, the guitar, just what every musician is doing individually. And I was kind of fascinated with that process of recording. So I always kind of think as an arranger as I'm writing.
Okay.
But nothing is created in a vacuum. Anybody that's making music, their ideas got to come from somewhere else. It's just years of listening to songs.
Okay.
And listening to great musicians, the same way we get our improvisational style.
Okay.
It's kind of like a combination of all those influences. So, yeah, I drop them all over the place, though. I mean, my first big hit, It's All Good, was people would be like, wow, you sound like Ramsey Lewis. And I'd like, well, growing up near Chicago, that was a big influence for sure.
Of course.
And but then I do other songs that sound nothing like Ramsey Lewis. So I like to and it's difficult, to always try to create something a little bit different.
Of course.
So the other thing that helps me is finding co-writers. So I write with a lot of different musicians, guitar players, saxophone players.
Okay.
And, that helps keep it fresh, because when you've written 150 songs, that well can run dry,
Understood. And just for our listening audience today, Brian will be appearing at the Maricopa Desert Arts and Music Festival, March 6th and 7th in beautiful Maricopa, Arizona. And Brian will be performing Friday evening, I believe, from 4 until 7. Is that correct, Brian?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, but we just we're excited to have you here. Coming here to the Valley. And let me ask you: would this be your first time visiting Phoenix, Arizona?
Oh my goodness, no. I'm there almost every year in some way, shape, or form. There's jazz festivals there, and I've played many times there. Okay,
and let me ask you this question, because this is very interesting to me. Who would be your favorite artist to collaborate with? I mean, there's so many great jazz artists out there today. Who would be your number one there, I guess?
Well, it's hard to say. Well, there's just one person, but I will say I've seemed to capture some magic every time I've done something with Dave Koz.
Okay.
It's just, and it can happen very quickly. I remember one time he came to my studio. He came here because we had a meeting about something, a tour that was going to come up. And it was a more business meeting. And then I said, hey, man, bring your saxophone, because I have this new song I'm recording and I want you to play on it.
All right.
He's like, okay, but I'm not going to have a lot of time. I said, well, just bring it. And so he got over here, and I had written a song, and it didn't have the melody. It was just a groove. It was just a basic track.
Okay.
And I was hoping that I would have come up with something before I got to my house, but I just didn't. So he got here, we finished the meeting, and he says, man, I only got 30 minutes. I said, well, just listen to this song. So I played it for him, and he just sat there and listened without playing, and he was taking his saxophone out of the case, putting it together, putting a mouthpiece on, everything, just listening. And then he said, "Okay, stop. I think I got something." And then I rolled the tape. He played this melody, and I was like, "That's perfect. Let's do it." And I was so funny. So we played it. It probably took him 15, 20 minutes. The guy's very quick in the studio, like
right? Okay,
in tune, in time, all that stuff. That sounded great. And then he's putting his horn away. He's packing it up. And I said, "Hey, man, I need a name for this song." And then he came up with the title too, all before.
Get out of here!
All before he left. So I got to say that was the quickest I ever wrote a song with somebody.
Dave
and it ended up being a big hit for me on radio. They said it's called "When I Say Your Name," and it was. You look that song up. It is pretty cool. It's amazing how quickly it came together.
What was the name of that song?
"When I Say Your Name."
Oh, When I Say Your Name. Okay, cool. I'm going to look that up. Okay. Outstanding. That's great. So let me ask you this too, Brian. If you could open up a show for any artist, who would that be? I mean, anybody coming?
One of the most exciting times was actually in Temecula, California. I had the opportunity to open for George Benson.
Oh, my God. You're kidding.
The best part of that was getting to hang backstage with George before the show. So,
I bet. I've seen him perform here.
That is, to me, that's like the last living legend out there.
Okay.
For me. They do not get any better than that.
Understood.
He's the greatest combination of someone that is a true virtuoso on his instrument, impeccable jazz musician, and in any style of jazz, traditional jazz, and then the contemporary jazz style. He really was just a force of nature.
Yeah, he's one of my best, George Benson, and I believe he lives here in the Valley as well.
Yeah, there you go. He's an Arizona guy too.
Exactly, and I was actually at a concert to see Peabo Bryson. And
Good
George,
friend of mine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love Peabo. I mean, he's been performing for many years, and I've got a question for you regarding that. But Mr. Benson George was in the audience, and they gave him props. Of course, he was there checking out the show. So, what a great artist. So, now you've been in the business now how long? 20 years, 25, or?
Oh, probably more than that. Let's see. My first album, I've been a musician my whole life, ever since I was in high school. But my first album came out in 1995.
Okay, 1995.
What's that, like 60 years ago? Oh, that was a long time
ago. You're just a pup. Come on.
Okay.
1995. And another question I have for you, you've been in the business for quite a while, but how do you think, I always like to ask this question, how do you think the Internet has impacted, the music business today?
Well, like any technology there's good and bad with it. Just like with the artificial intelligence now, the AI, it does amazing things and it does some terrible things.
Right.
So, in general, I'd say that the greatest thing is that my music is heard all around the world. Someone can be in Jakarta, Indonesia, and because of the internet, they're able to go on YouTube. They can see me perform. Everybody can hear my music. So
yep.
It's worldwide, and because of that, I do have fans all around the world.
Outstanding. Yeah. The internet today, and I think we're pretty much close to the same age, but, back in the day, in the early 70s and 60s, I don't think there was really an internet,
No, there certainly wasn't. And,
no.
And I say this all the time that, when I was a kid, for me to have, if you're going to be a musician, you've got to be able to hear something. Like I said, this music isn't created in a vacuum. You have to have your influences. So those days, we pretty much had to buy them. We had to buy albums.
Yes.
Or you're lucky enough to have a good radio station, which I was.
Right.
Growing up near Chicago, there was a great jazz station, WBEZ. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I remember that, of course, yeah.
But they were a public radio station that played jazz,
Yep.
and I think it was from Elmhurst College. And that was, once I was in my early teens, I discovered that, and I could listen to the radio station and just start recording on a cassette recorder
Okay.
as soon as something came on that I liked. And that is how I developed my free playlist of great songs. And that allowed me to not just hear the kid, like my dad loved these jazz guitar players, so we had a lot of albums of great jazz guitar, but not a lot of saxophone. But this is when I discovered how much I love John Coltrane, Cannonball Adderley.
Oh my God, yeah.
Eddie Lockjaw Davis, Count Basie, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Because of this great jazz station. So if you're not exposed to that, it's not going to become part of your DNA. So I feel very, very blessed that I grew up in a city where I could get those influences.
Yep,
for
from
free.
Chicago. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. So the last question I got for you is, I've been in the business much like you for, 25, 30, 35 years in radio and television, but I always get asked a question, what's the best advice can you give to new artists? They call me up and, they want their music out there, but what do you recommend they do, to make it in the business? And I know, it takes time, but any recommendations for?
I can only, from my experience and what impresses me. First of all, if you're trying to make it as a player, musician, and I run across a lot of young musicians because a lot of times, say I'm going to have a gig in Atlanta, and I can't afford to fly a band necessarily, so I will use local musicians.
Okay.
Or I'm going to Charlotte, North Carolina, wherever it is.
Okay.
Sometimes I have to use local musicians, and a lot of times I'll have to find somebody new and through various recommendations.
Right.
But the guys that will impress me, they show up. If they've got the music memorized and they play the heck out of it, and they're cool, I mean, there's no better endorsement. So just basically, the more prepared you are, the more you're going to impress people.
Understood.
And
okay, yeah. That's
and
good advice.
Beyond that, I never got into this because I thought I was going to. You're crazy if you think you're going to get rich as a jazz musician. so you do it because you love it.
Yep.
I would have done if I had to have a job selling, I don't know, ladies' shoes. I would have to do something else. I would still be making the music because I love the music. Yeah. And if your heart's got to be in the right place, So beyond that, you just, and I learned this even when I made my second album, and the first couple of times I turned it into the record company, they just kind of said no, and eventually I had to say, well, why not?
Right.
And they pointed out some things in the music. Well, this could use, you should put real drums on it. You should add some horns, add percussion, some other things. And I realized at that point that what I thought was good enough was not. And I was very proud of it, but it was not good enough. I knew,
right.
I realized, I guess I can do better. And sometimes it's hard to have perspective on your own music, on yourself. And even today, a lot of people will ask me what they think, and they'll play something for me, and I'll say, well, it's okay, but I can't be over the moon over something that doesn't blow me away. And sometimes they'll get insulted, but you have to be able to take criticism. That maybe what you're doing isn't the greatest thing in the world, and maybe you could do better. And you have to be open to that. The fact that, maybe you haven't dug deep enough. Right. And I had to learn that lesson myself, and I still second-guess myself when I'm making music. Like, am I really doing justice to this song right now? And so you can't just...
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. It's great to be confident, but you have to be open to the possibility that you could have done better on something.
Okay, That's excellent. That's outstanding. I like what you said because I get calls from artists and they want to ask, well, what do I need to do? And just like you said, you got to believe in yourself and keep doing what you love.
In a nutshell, don't suck. That's it. So,
Okay. I love it. I love your honesty. You say, don't be terrible. Okay.
yeah. So,
Be honest with yourself, right?
yeah.
Well, listen, Brian, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I really appreciate you coming on the show. And, I'm looking forward to coming down there to see you perform March 6th. And anything you want to share with the listening audience today as far as what to expect when you come out and perform?
I hope I get to meet people there. I'll give my 100% as much as I can, and I'm excited. I hired some great musicians for this, and I'm really looking forward to this show. I think it's going to be a great time, so I hope everybody can come out.
Well, we're promoting it, so we want a great turnout. And again, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us today, with me today. And I look forward to seeing you. My God, it's right around the corner, about 3 weeks away.
I know.
Can you believe it? So, Brian, I want you to have a blessed day. Thank you for your time. Anything you want to leave with us, our listening audience today?
No, just, these are pretty crazy times out there in the world, so I find solace in great music. So just dig into the music and let that kind of help your heart. I think that's the greatest thing out there is music to me. So
amen to that. All right, sir. Well, thank you, Brian, and I want you to have a great rest of the day, and I'll be seeing you in a few weeks.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.